This episode is brought to you in part by Stubborn Soda. It's good to be stubborn.
So here we are in New Orleans, and we are on another episode of Foodable Weekly. We get a chance to go into the field a lot and really kind of explore, as you guys know, the professional side of food and beverage. And here today we're with Ann and Paul, the creators of Tales of the Cocktail.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, kind of let's go into the background with you, Ann, and kind of what was the origin of how you got involved and started, or helped start, with Paul.
Tales the Cocktail originally started as a walking tour of New Orleans bars and restaurants. So Tales the Cocktail is 14 years old today. The cocktail tour is 15 years old. So I started this walking tour to tell the history of all the famous drinks invented in New Orleans, all the famous spirits invented here. So the Sazerac, the Brandy Crusta, the Ramos Gin Fizz, the Vieux Carré right here at the Hotel Monteleone. And to take people behind the scenes, they really didn't understand or know this information. This was pre-Facebook or any of those things, so I mean, you really had to get out and hand sell it. So to celebrate the first anniversary of that walking tour, came up with the idea of Tales of the Cocktail. First year, somehow I was able to talk like 10 really top mixologists to come to New Orleans for this event. Again, I did not know these people. I got on the phone, called them. I don't know how they agreed to come, but thank goodness they did. Literally, it just has evolved and grown and changed and been massaged over the years.
You know, because so many times you have the professionals that are really looking for that place they call home. You know, like James Beard is kind of that for the chef industry that culinary professionals kind of flock to. So I really see that
there really
that's what happened here.
Yeah, it really isn't anything quite like it out there for the spirits professional. So we joke around with whether it's the mecca for the spirit professional, and everybody's required to do an annual Hajj to it. But there hasn't been a meeting place for folks from around the world, the most influential of the industry, to gather and share sort of best practices and what's on the forefront, and learn from one another, and really just get energized and continue that that rolling innovation that's taking place right now.
What happens at Tales of the Cocktail is it is the personal connections. You finally got to be with other people that share your passion that you didn't even know were out there. I mean, we have people, we have a cocktail apprentice from Ghana, we have people from New Zealand, from Alaska, but then at the same time we have people from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. But they're all here connecting and sharing ideas, and that's what makes it special.
I think with the professionals, at the end of the day, they're really looking for, how do I advance my craft? What can I learn from other experts and those kind of things? What kind of programs are happening here at Tales of Cocktail for the week that are really educational based?
Well, everything we do is educational based. I mean, that is the soul of Tales of the Cocktail, is that we know New Orleans is fun and you're going to have an enjoyable time when you're here, but you're really here to learn. And one of our attendees this week, I liked what he said. He said Tales of the Cocktail is connecting, not networking.
So education on brand level as well as individual level, is that happening in some of the events?
It's great that that's happening, because to me what that means is the consumer expects more now.
Exactly.
And the consumer isn't always as articulate to say, this is really an excellent margarita that you all are serving at Bahama Breeze. But they know it tastes better, different, something changed, whatever along those lines. So those folks are seeing that they need to, maybe step up the quality of their game a little bit. So they are here to learn. Now that I say it's okay to be a bartender again, which I think is one of the greatest things that's happened over the history of Tales of the Cocktail. Right. And now this is your career, similar to a chef. You don't ask people anymore what else they do when they tell you they're a bartender.
Yeah, what's your day job? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. you can pick up a magazine today and see what's hot in the cocktail industry. But if you want to be prepared and understand what's on the horizon in 12 to 24 months, you need to be here. And that's why these people come, and that's how they basically get that insight into what's next.
And that is, we're seeing more and more of the trend mapping. And of course, obviously bigger brands are really trying to put their thumb on that because of the constant change and evolution of the American consumer. Okay, so let's talk a little about kind of the movement forward for Tales. Obviously, you guys are trying to still maintain this intimacy. Are there any aspects around the event itself that you're thinking of maybe adding or looking at trying to explore as you move forward?
We have a lot of what I call bloodlines back to Tales of the Cocktail. So we produce a really big local event that showcases only local bartenders every year called Tales of the Toddy. We've been doing that for, I think, 11 years this year. We started Tales on Tour. We go to a different city, and we go to that city for 2 years and bring a small version of Tales of the Cocktail on the road. Then we have Tales 365, which is our membership program, and we curate content and we take content from all these other events that we do and make that available to people online. So I think now our philosophy is, as long as we're providing education, it really doesn't matter what form it's in.
It really is creating all these different conduits for the industry to get information and to share and to learn and to understand what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ann and Paul, thank you so much for letting us drop in here to the Hotel Montleon today.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thanks again for stopping in on another episode of On Foodable Weekly. We'll catch you guys here with many new pieces of content here coming from Tales of the Cocktail. Good luck, guys.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.